Hello? Hello? Oh, can't hear a thing. This phone's a bit fishy. Oh, well, it is a fish. A fish phone, yes, it's one of those. I thought I'd look at my fish toys, and this is probably the earliest, or nearly the earliest one I got, from 1977, would you believe? It's made of soft plush for small children to play with. It's made by a lovely company called Freemountain Toys in America, and it's inside the mouth is another fish, which it's just swallowed for its lunch. But inside that one is an even smaller fish, which it's just swallowed for its lunch. Goodness me, the food pyramid. But children may see it as a Matryoshka doll with things nestling inside each other, whatever it is. It's a thing for small children to play with, because it's all made of soft plush material, and one fits inside the other. It makes a very nice little play value thing for children to have and play with. But don't use it as a phone. Coming more up to date, I've got one which I picked up in the year 2000 when I was in Hong Kong. I think it comes from Japan, actually. It's a very, very beautiful key fob. You put your keys on here. But look at the quality of this thing which hangs down. It's all green and gold, and it flexes beautifully like that. It doesn't go too far. The fish with its bone structure will only bend so far, and that's what this one does. But look at the details on it. Absolutely exquisite. Never used it, wouldn't dare to, but it's certainly pride of place for one of my most beautiful toys. I think that's a really, really elegant piece of artwork there. By contrast, this one is from a much plainer looking one. It's from Japan, and I found several of these in, I think, Tokyo Hands in Tokyo. And it's one of those ballpoint pens where you push that and the ballpoint comes out to write with. And it feels actually very nice. It's got a nice ergonomic sort of structure to it. And then when you push this, it goes back in again. But look what's happening in the front. As you're pulling this back and forward, the jaws of the shark, I suppose, it's just a tiger shark probably, are opening and closing at a very high rate with its jaws. Wonderful. And then the ballpoint pen, the other end, comes in and goes out again. So a beautiful pen, but a nice structure because it's actually a useful one to use, and it feels nice too. Here's a tremendously contrasting item. It's very heavy. It's really quite a weight of metal, this, and it's just about stands upright, not quite. It's a puzzle. It's a padlock. You've got to take this hasp off somehow to put your bicycle chain into it. How do you do it? There's nowhere for this key to go. With a bit of examination, you'll find that this one here, this side fin here, is solid and won't move. But this one here, when you look at it carefully, it's got a gap underneath it, and it does move like that. And look. There's the keyhole. So we're getting some progress. Don't expect it to work immediately. There's always another thing to look at. Put that firmly in and twist and nothing happens. Well, eventually you discover, if you're really lucky, that this eye here presses in. Look at this. Extraordinary. That presses in a little way, just enough for it to release the mechanism inside. So I'll push it in, and now I can turn the key, poof, and pull the hasp out, and there we are. I can fix my bicycle chain to it. The lock's open. So a lovely bit of engineering there. Very, very nice indeed. And we'll close it up and cover up the fin so you don't know it's there. And then you're left with a puzzle lock and work out how to make it open. Here's another very recent one. We put this in a Christmas pack one year. They called it Chomp the shark. It's a lovely little squeezy thing. It's a shark which is swallowing a person, and all that's left outside is the foot, which we can make expand a little bit by doing bit of that. Ah, woo! He's in. He can chomp, 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 chomp. Wonderful thing for kids to have a bit of excitement and play with their fears and things. It's a lovely toy. That's very nicely made. I've also had versions of lenticulars where the sharks are going chomp, chomp and moving their jaws. That's a beautiful one. Then I've got some more of these wonderful animags, which I'm so fond of. It's a company called Playvisions who made them. These are all little fishes which are in two halves. There's a magnet here, there's a magnet here, and they clasp together very nicely like that. When you put them either side of a card, look how they hang like that. And this one I've got it to stand upright. You've got three there. But another effect you can get, which I think is equally attractive, is this one here where you put it on a bit of clear acetate. And then you can see right through to where the other end of the shark is all the fishes hanging out there at the end. Every one of them will just come off like that and flip together, but when you put it back on again, it flips onto this bit of cellophane and looks as though it's penetrating right through. It goes for a thin sheet of glass as well, so you can have inside and outside of a glass wall cupboard with half the fish out the outside and half the fish on the inside. So those together make a very nice series of animal magnets. And a lot of fun they are too. And the last item is a fairly old toy from Alps of Japan, who had a big stand at Nuremberg every year. It's a wind-up here. I've got a wind-up musical box here like this, but it's also a coin bank. And there's a bit of action to it. So I've got a 10p piece, which I need. When I put the key in like this and push inside, see what happens. Isn't that dreamy?